Alexa, who's the mayor of New York City?
Zohran Mamdani was elected mayor of New York City today.
Hey guys, welcome back to another one. I mentioned last video that we were going to be starting to play some like patriotic clips and more or less based clips. What I forgot to mention last video is that I already had 2 videos worth pre-recorded of liberal meltdown videos. So if you guys are wondering why we're still doing libtard videos, that's the reason why. Besides that, let's get into it.
Since all of you MAGA dipshits are so obsessed with Snap and people abusing the system and getting benefits they don't deserve, why haven't you little idiots gone and typed your little fingers in on that website and gotten your free food? If it's so easy, all these people are abusing the system, all these people are getting all this free money, then why aren't you doing it? Oh, I'm too good for that. Okay, try it as an experiment. Let's go see. You guys go take your little red hat happy little asses on down to the Snap's website. Go type in your information. Go see if you qualify. Go ahead. Go do it. Go see if you can fake it. Go see if you can wiggle your way in there and see how much money you get. I fucking dare you.
I wish there were a way to get rid of that son of a and get in a great president, you know, but doesn't seem like that's going to happen, and I don't know how much he's going to continue to foment hatred. We have a guy running this country who has unearthed a lot of bigotry and a lot of racism, and it seems to be more virulent than ever. So, yeah, it's strange how it seems like we're going backward. And yeah, I wish that there were a way to...
You're mad at the wrong people. It's not drag queens teaching your kids. It's CEOs at companies making 340 times your salary and then telling you that they don't have enough room in the budget to give you a raise. It's not trans people existing. It's billionaires and corporations buying up housing faster than you can refresh this page. It's not DEI programs at companies like Amazon, Google, and Disney. It's those companies having record-breaking profits and still laying off thousands of employees. Also, executives can cash 8-figure bonuses. Illegal immigrants are not the reason why your health premiums are going up or why it costs more for healthcare. It's CEOs of these insurance companies that are estimated to rake in $70 billion this year. That's $70 billion worth of healthcare claims that they denied just because they can. It's not MAGA's favorite scapegoat of the week. It's Trump, who increases wealth by 70% in just 10 months by manipulating the market and doing backroom deals. Not only that, his family is also making billions. It's not your liberal neighbor, drag queens, trans people, DEI programs, or immigrants that are manipulating the stock market, that are price gouging essentials, that are hoarding wealth like a competitive sport. It's the billionaires that convinced you to blame your neighbors, to blame the people that are just like you, instead of paying attention to what they were actually doing. The craziest part of all is they told you exactly who to hate, and you fell for it hook, line, and sinker. They told you to hate the people who saw through the scam. Also, these politicians and billionaires could continue to steal from you, and you just sat there cheering them on.
Okay, I'm sorry, young lady, but you're not really fooling anybody with your whole little 2-minute spiel here. First of all, there's no problem with trans people existing. This is something that you guys created on your end. Nobody on the right ever said, hey, I hate the fact that they exist. Nobody ever said that. What people are stating on the right is that a man cannot be a woman, but you know, that's a whole other argument for a whole other day. The problem that we do have when it comes to trans people is certain, let's say, spaces that they try to exist in, and they have no business being in there. But all I'm hearing from your whole little pitch that you put together here is, hey, don't look at all this stuff that we know is crazy and it is wrong, it's morally unethical and all the rest of it. Look over here at the billionaires. Don't be mad at that. Just ignore that. Just be pissed off at this, because that's what we're pissed off at. That's exactly what you're trying to do here. And I'm sorry, but people that are on the right have a little bit more brain power than to get distracted from things that are morally incorrect, morally wrong. You should not have a drag queen reading stories to any children in kindergarten. You should not have any men that has a ponytail and a little summer dress on thinking that they can go play sports with women. You should not have men that want to go swimming at the same time as women think that they can go into the women's locker room and use the women's showers and get changed in front of them and all. That's all wrong. That's all crazy bullshit. Billionaires that are way up there, would I like to have some of their money? Oh, hell yes. Do I think that they can afford to share some of that money? Oh, hell yes. What do I have a bigger problem with? These people over here. So for the party that always claims to, hold the moral high ground, you sure are putting your morals aside to just try and get pissed off at something else. It only comes from the left when I see people complaining about, hey, I want some of that money too. It's not fair that they have all that money. You don't really see people on the right bitching and complaining about how rich Elon Musk is. And when it comes to billionaires, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that the Democrat Party has many more billionaire donors than the Republican Party does. How come election time I never hear any liberals complaining about all those contributions that are being made by their billionaire donors? The billionaires are your buddies when you need them, but they're your enemies when you don't. At the end of the day, you're not going to distract us and try and get us on the right to get all mad at billionaires and throw hissy fits about them and ignore at the same time all the woke nonsense that you guys have had going on for years. Like, we're just supposed to ignore that. What's going on over here with Storytime Hour and men and women's sports and whatnot, that's all wrong. We're not down for any of that. But further proof that we are just not the same, that we're drifting farther and farther apart, is the liberals justified to be a little bit angry when it comes to the whole billionaire class of America? Yeah, I can understand that frustration there. But at the same time, can we claim that it's normal that things that bother us on our side, the common sense side, does not seem to bother them whatsoever, such as illegal immigration and drag queens reading stories to children? No, can't get along with that.
I just found out Zohran is a Libra, and I am also a Libra, so I was going to vote for him before, but now I'm just gonna be like, girl, ah! I'm literally drooling because I'm so excited.
You guys, my account is currently at risk of being banned because I had to explain my story one time, right? They took the video down and gave my account a strike. So I explained my story again and censored the video that I have just so they can't take it down for the same reason. They took it down for the same reason again, and now my account has a second strike. Guess what? If I get one more strike, I'm banned from TikTok. So not only did I get assaulted 3 days ago on October 12th on Sunday, I then lost my job. The police are doing nothing. And if I get one more account strike on TikTok, my account's done. This is a man's world. I'm the victim. Remember? I'm the victim. And they took down my video. They were going to have to pay me for my second story time because that was over a minute long. They were going to have to pay me for all those views I got. So nope, they took that right down. They took that right down. Absolutely not. They're not paying me for that. Nope.
Listen, whenever y'all get done, the history books are going to say that in 2025, under a Republican-controlled government, for the first time since its creation, SNAP went underfunded, and the Republicans went home while people starved.
This is truly unbelievable. Multiple different Trump supporters dressed up as black people for Halloween and mocked them for being on EBT. This is one of the most painful symbols in all of U.S. history, and unfortunately it's become normalized in Donald Trump's America. Multiple different accounts participated thinking this is a funny joke, and as you can tell, it's got millions of views. This person is even followed by Charlie Kirk's account. How surprising. Here's the last one. Again, over 2 million views. She says yo yo in a terrible word. In 5 hours EBT ends, thinking she's funny or something. What they're doing, of course, is known as B-face. I can't say the word on here, but of course it has a long and terrible history. It was used in shows to demonize black people, to depict them as lazy, ignorant, or greedy. Those caricatures, of course, helped justify segregation, discrimination, and the denial of basic human rights. When somebody today revives that imagery for laughs, they are not being funny. They're echoing the language of hate that was used to keep people oppressed for generations. But that wasn't enough for the MAGA crowd. They also had to pair it with hatred towards EBT, mocking poverty, mocking hunger, and mocking the people that are struggling to survive in an economy that's already stacked against them. I promise there's nothing funny about mocking oppression or mocking people for needing help to eat.
Okay, so I can kind of agree with this young liberal influencer here in some ways. Doing blackface is not really a cool thing. I wasn't even aware of it until I bumped into his video. I thought it was going to be fake. I looked up the user on X and it's like, yeah, she did it. She even came out and defended that she didn't. She explained why she did it. I'm not going to sit here and justify why she did, but he wants to state that this is one of the most terrible things in, like, you know, American history, the whole blackface representation. Okay, I can kind of agree. It's not really a cool thing to do. You know what else is a terrible thing? Is assassinations. You know what else people dressed up as for Halloween? Charlie Kirk's corpse. You know what else I did not find on your TikTok page? You condemning people that did that. And when I searched back in your TikTok page to see if you did condemn anybody that went out, you know, dressed up as Charlie Kirk's corpse for Halloween, you know what else I did not find? Myself being surprised.
People are cheering outside my window for Zohran, our new fucking mayor, baby.
Fuck ICE. Fuck this immigration system. Fuck. Literally. I don't know what else to say. I'm ripping my hair out hearing about all... People don't get it. I don't even barely have words to explain the situation, but ICE has to be stopped. This shit is getting so past the point of just taking people away, deporting them. No, they are literally gang beating them. Fucking beating people unconscious. And like I said, I don't have fucking words. I don't have words, but I can't stay silent. And we need more people to come together, stand up, and put a stop to this motherfucking administration. Fuck Trump. Fuck ICE. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Mamdani won the New York mayoral race, and as excited as I am about Pennsylvania, I am more excited about this. This race, more than anything, makes me feel a little bit of hope. Just the tiniest bit, but some hope that I didn't have before, that maybe the majority of Americans do not support the administration, they do not support the suffering of humans, and they want things to change. It could be false hope, and it could be temporary, but I'm running with it right now because I think we all need something to cling to.
These like white liberals are out of order in America. It don't make no sense how they act. Everywhere they go, they protesting or creating violence or trying to assassinate somebody. Or comment on somebody's video in a bad way online. What is wrong with these anti-Christ people? They ain't having the struggle that black people are having in their neighborhoods. They ain't got the legal immigration in their neighborhoods. They living in $1 million homes and got good jobs and good education. And they clowning. They act like the government owe them something. They done live good lives. What is wrong with the white liberals in America?
Hats off to this man for exposing what we've been talking about for several months now. And it's not just the white liberals, it's in particular the white liberal women. They're the ones that are at all the protests. Of course, you'll have some of the men attending the protests with them, but majority of them is white liberal women. And hats off to him for using common sense and pointing out the nonsensical things that these liberal people do. And I like how he labeled it by calling them anti-Christ people. If you are a Christian nationalist, somebody who's religious, who loves their country, you're a cult member. There's apparently something wrong with that nowadays. And he says, yes, so all they're doing is just at these protests and clowning and acting like the government owes them something. Yes, thank you, sir. What are they doing? They are using the black community. Now, we've gone into this in full detail in previous videos before, so we're not going to deep dive into the actions that the liberals have been doing, but what would be nice is if more people in the black community can open up their eyes like this gentleman has here and see them for what they really are. They're not there to help you. They are doing nothing more than virtue signaling to make themselves look like good people. They are using the black community. At the same time, praising the black community, making it look like, hey, you know, I got white privilege. I'm not as deserving as marginalized people. But in their mind, in the back of their mind, they know what they're doing. They're manipulating people. If they go out to these protests and they go out and they speak up in the name of marginalized communities, they figure that they have carte blanche to say whatever they want to say because they're out there doing the right thing. That's at least how they're trying to make it look to the general public. Now, I just said this a video or two ago. The most toxic citizens in the United States, and I would even say outside of the United States, the most toxic citizens in majority of countries are liberal white women. They have nothing positive to offer to society, but they want to act like all they have to bring to society is positivity, just not to other people that have the same skin color that I do, only to marginalized people. But at the end of the day, they're not doing anybody any favors whatsoever. Marginalized communities never ask for their help. They're more than capable of defending themselves and speaking up for themselves. What we need as a society, as a whole, we need more gentlemen like this to open up their eyes and call them out for what they are. All right, guys, that is going to be it for this one. If you guys are new to the channel and you're not subscribed as of yet, please consider doing so. If not, if you can like the video, share the video, interact with it in one way or another, that'll be greatly appreciated. Remember, next video, I'm going to be going with a different style of clips. It doesn't mean I'm never going to do liberal videos again. Don't get me wrong here, guys, but it'll just be a nice change. I'm actually really looking forward to it. You guys take care of yourselves. Until next video, have a good one, guys.
Okay, so we're closing in on almost 5 p.m. Eastern time, and I've been tracking everything that's been going on across the country today. And my most important encounter was when I went out to get my champagne. I was talking to the guy in the store, of course, asking him, did he vote? And he said he did early voting, and he asked me if I early voted. And he asked me, you know, why I was getting the champagne, and I said because I'm going to be toasting Madam President tonight. And he just looked at me with kind of like a smirk on his face, and I said, you know, she's going to win this, right? And he says, oh, well, it's very, very close. And I said, no, it's not. He says, well, what do you mean? I said, no, it's not. The women of America are making their voices heard. Reproductive rights is what it all comes down to, and the women are voting in numbers relative to men that are unbelievable. She's won this. And I said to him, she's going to take every one of the swing states plus Iowa. And he said, oh, but the numbers are so close. I said, I'm a political analyst. I'm telling you right now, the numbers are there. She's taking this election. And then I said to him, you realize, and he didn't tell me who he voted for, but of course I knew. And I said, you do realize you wasted your vote, right? And I didn't care. And I walked out with my bottle of champagne and happily walked home. Bye-bye.